Smooth cats, smooth cats. Hopefully this music isn't too loud. What's up, Enhance? What's going on, dude? Finally did it. Finally started streaming. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, guys, if you are from the Discord, just let me know if you want me to do some charting, stuff like that. Music is too loud. I can try to. Yeah, let me change this. Let me get a little lower quick. There we go. Should be better. Let's see how Roblox is doing. It's actually a really interesting pennant right here. Gonna have to see how this plays out. Thoughts on the huge sell-off with AMC and GameStop today? Let me pull up GameStop quick. I mean, it's kind of what happens. The problem with AMC and GameStop is that they have so many bag holders from such a high price that it's going to be really hard to push the price up. I mean, you saw it get a really nice run today, but then as soon as they hit 340, everybody started selling. That's when you got the halts down. I mean, there's some good buying at 200, so 200 is definitely a pretty solid level here. But there's just so many bag holders. Like, it's going to be hard to push the price up to new highs. I mean, it's gonna be pretty similar with AMC here. Let's go back on a farther time frame, and we can see if this is a key level. He's got a nice cup and handle forming though. That probably faked a lot of people out right here. The breakout. But yeah, this is honestly, it is pretty ideal what we saw here. We saw for a cup and handle actually. We saw the volume dry out here once the handle started coming up, and then once we got to this line, it broke out. But as you can see, I mean, it was a good breakout in terms of percentage, but I mean, the people want to see this huge breakout. But the bag holders held them down today. Let's see, Baidu. I haven't checked it out. I have a bunch of old lines from it, but let's go closer. I mean, did it get any news, or is this just a sell-off? Because the volume midday, or no, this is let's see, is this Oh, okay. No, that was just the beginning of the day volume. I mean, that's a pretty hard sell, actually. Did it get any news? I haven't paid attention much. The only China stock that I've really looked at is Neo, because you guys know how much I love Neo. But I mean, we'll see. This level, this 254 level looks like some resistance here. So if it can push up here, I mean, looks like it's getting a little bit of volume. Well, not really, but a little more than midday. If it does push up here, end of the day, it could maybe test this 260 level. We'll have to see. It might go for the gap fill here though. Down to 230. XPEV and Amazon. Did I buy any more Neo shares when I hit 35? Yeah, I did actually. It was actually like 35.5. 32. I was kind of just waiting to see if we can get a bounce back because I'm not just gonna blindly buy the dip. But once we got that nice impulse bounce off 32, I bought. Okay, I need to go back a little farther here. I mean, you could call this a wedge here. Nah. It did break this upper trend line here for XPeng. This upper trend line that was holding it down, which is good with actually some really good volume. So that's actually nice to see. Let me go on a lower time frame. It looks like it's like this isn't really a flag because it's not going down. It's more of a pennant. But it actually doesn't look too bad here. Just hopefully it doesn't break this right here. What it might do is typically with these downtrends, when they break the trend line, they back test it. So that would be, so it could come down and retest this around like 27.5. But it actually doesn't look like a bad swing here with all the volume that it got when it broke out. So, I mean, if you want to, you could definitely swing it, especially if electric vehicles start to get hype again like they have been the past day or two. Because XPEV does have a lot to go back up. Program is this? This is a trading view. Let's go to Amazon. I have a bunch of old lines from Amazon, so disregard that. I mean, a lot of this stuff is just in a downtrend. There was a lot of falling wedges from the recent sell-off and a lot of downtrend channels. No. Yeah, I mean, it broke out a downtrend too, which is good. This actually might be the back test right here. See how these levels are very similar. Thanks a lot. You're swinging it. Got into 10.21. Yeah, that's actually not a bad contract. Make sure you give it time for sure. The problem with XPEV is, like all other electric vehicle companies, in Q2, I know for Neo it's going to be Q2, but probably during the middle of the year they're going to see shortages because of the chips. So that's something to keep in mind. The XPEV's price might fall because of Amazon. This is not a bad bounce here at all. Kind of had a little inverse head and shoulders, if you can see here, a little shoulder, head, and then it's retesting this. This would be the neckline right here, like this area, and it is actually rejecting. So 3070 is what I'm going to it's what I want to see it hold, because it kind of false broke out here. This is on a lower time frame. Let me see if I can go on a higher time frame. If we see anything different here, I'm just gonna delete that just for organization's sake. I mean, yeah, actually Amazon, as you can see, this 2900 level is really key. It's had a few bounces off there. Big bounce right here, big bounce right here, big bounce right here. And if you take a look at like the broad frame since March, it's really just been a huge flag or a huge channel. and this is nearing the bottom of the channel up to 3,400. So that could actually be a really good long entry. I know Amazon contracts are expensive, so that's something to keep in mind. But this is not too bad of a long entry if you're looking on a longer time frame. And then on the shorter time frame, we want to see it break and hold that neckline, which is going to be around 3,070. See how the market's doing. I do have puts in QQQ. It's making a little bit of a comeback. Interested to see how Roblox is doing. It's still coiling. So I mean, this is such a small sample, but this is actually kind of setting up for a breakout. We're gonna have to see which way it breaks though. It's a nice little. This is a bull pennant, so usually you're gonna play the upside to this, but we'll have to see if it breaks up or down. Any good entries now? And what were you thinking of something specific, or what were you thinking? I've had car troubles the past 2 days, so I've kind of been I haven't been able to look at a market too much. A buddy of mine actually showed me this QQQ setup, so if those of you that are in it, or if you want to just look at what I'm looking at, once again, shout out to my friend who showed me it. But if we go in a longer time frame, I'm gonna delete that. You can see it had, where is this, Head and Shoulders? Head and Shoulders right here, and then that neckline. And this is a good short opportunity because we had a nice big rejection here right above that trend line, or excuse me, right above that neckline. And we could make our way back down to 300, so I'm definitely careful with my positions. This is kind of my outlook. I don't think we are bearish, of course, because you could still form a trend line from, or excuse me, I think it's, but it's a clear Head and Shoulders pattern here, and then there's the back test of this neckline. In tech, I mean, I haven't really looked too much at it, but if you're watching right now, then you can see that I actually am pretty bearish on tech right now because of QQQ. Now I'd have to look at individual setups, but the problem is when QQQ is bearish, it makes me not want to get in tech as much because it's going to suffer like we've seen the past 2 weeks, because tech is taking a hit. Had a really nice bounce back yesterday though. Someone's calling my phone. Roblox IPO is actually really interesting. Of course, the problem with all these IPOs, and I don't recommend getting any IPOs on the day that they IPO, no matter how good the company is, because they always soar way above their valuation. Like, I believe Roblox is supposed to IPO at 45, and it IPO'd at 60. So that's already like a 33% increase in their valuation, just for not really any reason, just because people are hyping it up. But like, let's see, a company like Snow, when you look at Snow, they had a crazy IPO. It went all the way up to 320, and then it came back down. This is where you buy. You want to buy when all the noise is gone, all the volume, and then look, big shoot up. Of course, it's not doing too hot right now, but you guys can kind of get the point. Let's see how AMC's doing. AMC does have earnings after the bell, so could be interesting. I might stay on until after the bell. We'll have to see, because you already know AMC is gonna go crazy. It does look like it's starting to bear flag here. Could see a bounce back up to 11 towards the end of close here. It's 320, so we'll have to see. Yeah, same with GameStop. I mean, if you want to play it, The contracts are so expensive, but you could try playing this bear flag right here. Nice flag. I wouldn't touch it though. Contracts are way too expensive. You can play shares, but you know what happened last time somebody shorted GameStop. Let's see how Neo's doing. Neo had such a great morning. Oh my gosh. I'm so mad. I sold a covered call on it. And it went in the money. Express reported loss and it's soaring. I think he means Express. Are you talking about EXPR? Or is there actually something called Express? No, that's definitely not it. Oh my. It's a very nice comeback from UPS. EXPR. I'm not sure. I actually haven't heard from EXPR. It is coiling right now though. But it's bear flagging. They reported a loss. I mean, earnings is definitely an interesting thing to play because there's losses, there's EPS loss, there's revenue loss, there's also guidance. So if they have a really good guidance, then people are gonna sort. Like one time I remember, who was the casino company? It wasn't Caesar. It was MGM. MGM reported big losses because their casinos were shut down. But they had such good guidance for the next quarter. They said everything's going to be opened up. We're going to have good revenues. And they soared. What's up, J-Pal? What do I think of BA? Sell the news? Whoops. It's not BA. Sell the news. Holy shit. BA is killing it. What was the news? Like I said, I've been very busy today. I haven't been able to look at the market too much, which is also kind of why I'm on stream. But let me know what happened. I mean, of course, when you're up 6% on a stock, it's never a bad idea to take profits, especially if you're in like weekly or 2 weeks out contracts, because theta's gonna kill you. Broke out once tech died. Oh, is it just a big? Yeah, that is a big resistance. News being stimulus. Ah, okay. Is it just stimulus, or was there like some clause for airlines? Yeah, 244 is gonna be the big breakout. I mean, it could break out. Yeah, this is. I mean, there's a gap fill from the beginning of COVID back at about 250. It could go gap fill. We'll see. Problem with Boeing is that they said their sales were going to be, or excuse me, not their sales, their revenues are going to be affected for 10 years. So that's a disaster. We also got to keep watch from this trend line right here. Let's see. This is something to watch too. It's valid because we got 3 touches right here. 1, 2, 3. So this is something to be careful with. What are my plays for the next 2 days? Honestly, I'm not doing too much trading, especially since I think tech's going to be bearish. My favorite companies are Neo and Square, so I'm kind of looking at dips for those. You have a 319 BA call. I mean, honestly, you're at big resistance. The day's about to end, so it's going to overnight swing. There's a gap fill to 250. But personally, since you are in 319, I would take profits, or you can trim if you have multiple contracts. Trim, roll to the next contract. What's up, Ethan? Currently up 100%. Yeah, trim half your contracts. If you have 10 contracts, take 5 off, and then everything's free. So no matter what happens, you don't lose. Sorry for my sniffles. My allergies are acting up. Let's see if Roblox. Broke out. Oh, there we go. See, I was talking about earlier, it was a bull pendant, so you mainly want to play the upside, but like I said, it can break down as well, and you see this big red candle that broke down here. Just the one call and sold. I mean, yeah, like if it goes up, it goes up. It's hindsight. Hindsight's 20/20. If it goes down, then you're gonna feel good about yourself. But 100%, there's nothing wrong with taking that. CFMS. Oh, this is a penny. I'll be honest, I don't know. Whoops, I accidentally clicked out. I do not know anything about this company. Let's see, actually. Yeah, if it goes up again, you can roll. It doesn't matter. Conforms. What is it called? Conforms Inc. Manufacturers, markets, create pumping system operations. Yeah, I'll be honest. I would have to look into it. It's not a industry I'm familiar with. It's also not a ticker I'm familiar with. And you can't really do much technical analysis on a penny stock unless it gets like. Well, I see it's getting some huge volume here. So I mean, unless there's news or something. Let's see. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I gotta go grab my charger. Alrighty, we are back. Now I have the hiccups. Great. I'll be honest, I didn't expect GameStop to get so high again. But yeah, it's gonna be really hard for them to push the price up much farther. Much further. Remember, guys, if you have anything you want charted, just let me know. Not really much to do here, but I'll take your guys' requests for sure. I need to. Okay, it does show that up, so I probably can't do that. Oh my, I didn't even notice DraftKings today. Holy. Kathy and Ark have been loading up on this thing, so it's no surprise, but it is coming up on a big resistance at 70. Could maybe be a trend line. Big call flow? On what? DraftKings or just like Spy? This is a nice channel here. I wonder if the Discord pops up here. Oh, big spike from PSTH. If you guys watch my channel, you know how much I love this this SPAC. Ackman, he's the boy. If they get Stripe, that's gonna be pretty insane. Cause Stripe is one of the best unicorn companies out there, for sure. Let's see Square. Ooh, Square is not looking. I don't like that setup. There's the QQQ little dip. Thank God I sold BA a few minutes ago. Yeah. Let's see, what is it doing? Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, dude, there's nothing wrong with taking profits. Nothing wrong with that. You can always take profits on your 100% and then buy a farther out call that's cheaper. ICLN. Clean Energy? Oh, yeah. Clean Energy is going to be a great ETF. Definitely going to be a great ETF. We're going to have to see. Let me go to a farther time frame real quick. Yeah, that was a pretty convenient call. But I'm glad you sold. Glad you made a nice little 100%. Looks like a possible falling wedge break on this. This is pretty hard to... it's not too much to chart, but let's see. Ooh, this is actually... I was thinking since I didn't go above 246. Yeah, that was a big resistance, 244. So it could reject. This is actually a really good spot for ICLN. I'm not going to lie. You see it back tested right here. This support level of 21.4. It held really well. As you can see, we got this impulse candle right here. Big bounce. And it gapped up. So that's a nice big rejection here at 25 though. So we'll have to see. But this is an ETF. So technical analysis isn't as important as fundamentals are. Especially for ETFs. But this is actually a really good buying level. You could definitely see 30s pretty soon. It's just gonna have to make its way back up. But yeah, this is a really nice back test level right here. This 24 level is also going to be a support, as you can see. It was previous resistance there, and then your next resistance is going to be around 27. Text beatdown. Are you talking about QQQ? Or are you talking about something else? Because QQQ, I'm usually looking at like the 4 hour. Most charts I look at the 4 hour, especially for swings. But this is what I'm looking at right here. Nice head and shoulders and a big rejection on the neckline. Usually I like the 4 hour frame. Neo. Who's Captain Grunge? It's probably somebody I know because he's saying Neo. So we'll have to see. Neo, you guys know how I feel about Neo. Neo, I don't play for technicals though. I am invested into the company long term. I don't really care about the technicals. I think it's going to be a great company long term. You guys already know if you watch my videos how much I love Neo because I do a lot of videos. I do a video a week on Neo because there's been a lot of bullish news recently, and it hasn't really reflected in the stock price because of the overall market sell-off. So yeah, if you see a dip in Neo, I'm buying it. I started buying in the 50s. Or no, I didn't start buying. I started buying in the around this 40 level, but I just kept buying the dip on the way down, got my average cost down, and I'm happy with it. I agree on Neo, huge in China. Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. The one deal that's gonna be really big in my opinion that hasn't really got out is the Cinepec deal. I have shares from Neo Day, got a nice average down when I went below 35. Yeah, Neo Day was really good. Cinepec deal, 30,000 gas stations, one of the largest companies in the world. It's gonna be really convenient because people in China, they're mostly in apartments. Like I saw a fact 98% live in apartments, so that's gonna be really huge because it's hard for them to charge. So it's gonna be really huge to have those battery swap stations everywhere. Who is that? Yeah, Neo will be in the United States next year. AEYE. Dude, you're right. I haven't seen a Neo either. Definitely is a scam. I mean, AEYE is text bearish for how long? What do you think? Just give me a sec. I'll after I check this. It's definitely coming up. This 24 level is really big. I don't know if it's gonna get down there again because of the impulse bounce and kind of just the recent sell-off that we had. But this would be a really good level, 24 to 22, because it had this nice little flag formant before it broke out. But it's respecting this channel really well, this broadening channel. Also, all the jobs posting online. Yeah, they got a. If you watch my most recent video, they got a importation permit into Oslo, Norway, which is where the jobs were posted that we talked about. So that was pretty interesting that that came to fruition. Tech. I don't think tech's bearish, but I'm bearish on the chart setup for right now. It's not like I'm gonna be bearish for like 6 months. We just had stimulus release, so that's also gonna be a bearish catalyst for tech. Because for some reason people think that once we get the stimulus, then tech's gonna be bad, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. I'm just going based off the chart setup here. My swing time frame will probably be about a week. Of course, I'll trim before then, but could see a pullback back to the 300 level on QQQ. So Neo's going to be in the USA and also in Europe. So Neo's already going to be in Europe. They have job listings going for engineers in California. They already have a building there, but they want engineers, and they also want people that can help with U.S. businesses. So that was what I saw that I really liked. Is they're hiring people that can integrate into the U.S. market. If you want, you could check out my videos. It talks about that. But yeah, and William Lee said they want to enter international markets in 2022, or other international markets. They said Europe 2021 and other markets 2022. So that'll be interesting to see, and I'm guessing they're going to be in the US in 2022, possibly before they release their ET7, but I don't think so because that's going to be in quarter one. But there's just so much room for Neo to grow. TOP has hella shares in it for some reason. Let's see. Tupperware? That's funny. I mean, to be fair, we need our Tupperware. They just have a gap fill here. Did it? No, it didn't. I lied. It's close, but it did bounce off. This is a pretty decent support level, as you can see here. What do you think it is? So it could go for the gap fill. I'm not sure. There must have been some news event that dropped this, so you'd have to tell me about that, because it is down bad today. But we're gonna have to see. If it doesn't hold 23.4, it's gonna be rough. Hopefully he bought shares today. Hopefully he didn't buy shares before today, because then he's gonna have a tough break. Disney's selling off slightly. They have news. No, Disney's really good, dude. Disney's always gonna adapt. They've adapted well during the pandemic with Disney Plus. It was earnings. That's why I dropped hella. Yeah, that makes sense. I have some old lines from Disney. Disney's actually coming to a resistance level that's acting as support now, which is this 194-ish level. It's actually interesting. It looks like it's forming a pennant right here. It's going to be interesting. If you see a bounce at this level, you could probably play it to 200 again. I mean, Disney is selling off slightly. Is kind of just every stock right now selling off a little bit. Just like I said with QQQ. Yeah, I bought shares today. Yeah, that's good, at least. I think Roblox is going to break down again. AMC coming to the bottom of this this bear flag here. If it breaks down, that's not good. Breaks down, it could have a little free fall before we end the day. It's 342, so I don't know. We'll have to see. Volume hasn't really increased like I expected it to. With earnings, usually end of day it starts to increase, but hasn't increased like I expected it to. So we're kind of gonna have to see. I honestly expected a sell-off because people don't want to hold through earnings, but we'll see. What's GameStop doing? GameStop, it's coming back up. See, the issue with GameStop is that it's hard to look at this. This is a bear flag, but you could also consider it a bull flag because it's got this little here. But yeah, it's definitely a bear flag. We're gonna have to hope that this trend line holds. It's right here. That's the problem. It's the bear flag. Then it could come back down to under 200. Puts on GME. I'm not sure if you were here before, but yeah, I think you were. But I don't want to play options on GameStop because they're just so expensive. The IV is insane, or the implied volatility. But I mean, if that's what you choose to do, I would wait for this trend line to break. But I mean, the day's almost over, so it's not too much. I wouldn't buy options right before close. It's pretty that's basically flipping a coin. It's coming up on resistance here though. Fubo, yeah. Let's do it. Fubo might be coming for this gap fill here. There's just. Let me look at a higher time frame. Yeah, Fubo isn't really showing any signs of a bounce. That's what's unfortunate. Little bounce here, but it's definitely gonna come for that gap fill, in my opinion. Let's see. Just had the initial morning pop. Whoops. Had the initial morning pop, and it's kind of just been downtrending from here. So if it loses this 29.7 level, it's going to go down to 29. Plants here, yeah, of course. Oops. Palantir. I mean, if you're a long-term investor, or actually this is not a bad spot at all to buy if you're gonna buy like a leap swing or just a month or so out. I'll have to check weeklies in a second, but big support right here, bounce. This was a big day. It regained that 23 level, which is good, and it's holding so far with good volume. So we're gonna have to see. Racist. How, what? But yeah, this 23 level is gonna be really key, because if it loses that, it doesn't really have much support until like 20 again. Let's see. It's held this trend line well, but looks kind of like a rising wedge. We'll have to see, or it could be. We'll see. Yeah, as long as it holds this trend line, it's good. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see in it tomorrow. I ignored your request, so I'm a racist. What was your request? What? The only chats I see from you are Neo's a fake company. Haven't seen a single Neo car in my state. Yeah, he's a troll. Yeah, doesn't surprise me. Roblox is going to 1,000. He's the one who said Neo's a fake company. Yeah, probably makes sense. If Roblox went to 1,000, what would their market value be? Oh, 40 billion. Roblox went to 1,000, they would be one of the biggest companies in the world. I don't think that's going to happen. Shorts will have to rebuy their position at a loss. Honestly, I don't know who would be shorting Roblox right now. It doesn't really make sense. Apple's a fake company? Yeah. Yeah. Probably. FCEL. So for on a shorter time frame, it gap filled and it had a really nice bounce off the gap fill. So it could slowly make its way back towards high day by tomorrow, but we'll see. Let's check longer frame. This could be a head and shoulders right here. Sorry, but let's see. This 14 level right here, previous resistance acting as support here, dipped below, but it was a little fake out. So as long as it holds this neckline, I actually like it. It's actually a pretty good play, and you can see, looks like it broke this little downtrend too. A lot of things are breaking downtrend, which is good from the big sell-off that we had last week. Neo's a myth, yeah, true. With spot because I don't gotta borrow cash to break him. Margin short. If you're using margin to short an IPO company, you deserve to lose, to be honest. But from the technical analysis standpoint, Roblox is bearish right now. And it's starting to fall down a little bit. Captain, you better not be spamming my chat. Day's coming to a close. Let's check out yes. Actually, let's check out QQQ first. Hold on. I don't even know how to mute my mic. So I think, yeah, it's rejecting this 313 level. Sorry about that. Face cam or not? No. Neo needs to sell more cars in order to justify the market cap. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, Neo does need to sell more cars, but with their expansion, with their only market right now being China, they have so much room to improve. Futu, yeah, just give me one sec. Low extended on the release, but it'll still pop off once WSB hears. Take NyQuil and take a nap. I might need to. Yeah, I was a little extended on the release. Yeah, all IPOs are. It's not really Roblox's fault. Wait. He said Futu. Okay, yeah. Yeah, let me check out Futu. Futu looks like it's approaching a key level here. This 144 level is going to be key for Futu. It's got some resistance here. Yeah, big resistance, give me 175 or 165. If it can hold this back test right here, which it did a little bit right here, but if it can hold it and maybe break this downtrend, that it looks like it's forming a downward wedge, actually, falling wedge. And I do love playing falling wedges, so. Yeah, looks like a falling wedge here, so if you can catch it at 144, if it bounces, that'll be nice. Futu daily looks like a huge falling wedge, overall bullish. Let's check. Don't know about a falling wedge. It looks like it could be starting to flag though. I can see if you took these candles out right here, maybe. I mean, a little bit. I see what you're seeing, but it could be building an overall flag. It had a really nice bounce at 120, so that's good. And it's kept the volume really well actually, so it's interesting. Yeah, of course it's still bullish. It filled the gap here, which is good. And it could make its way back up, but we'll have to see if it can break 165 to 170. My mic keeps slipping. DraftKings. 80 calls. Let's see. I used to play DraftKings so much, so my chart is so destroyed on DraftKings. Um, 80 calls, I don't know because I'll go to a smaller time frame in a second, but as you can see on the daily, it had a huge rejection at 72. So we're going to have to see. It's not a good risk reward play in my opinion. First, it's up 12% today. Second, it's approaching resistance. We're going to have to see. I mean, daily looks good, but I mean, excuse me, not the daily. Lower time frame looks good. It's got a low channel going on the intraday chart. Oops. But Let's see. Personally, I wouldn't. The risk reward isn't there because of the huge resistance at 72. And 80 is pretty far out of the money. BA looking good. Let's see. How is BA looking? Did it hold above 244? Oh, so it did. We'll have to see. Close above 244 is going to be really good for BA. You're going to have to see. Honestly, though, like the volume compared to back just in December is not that big. Like on this run up, the volume is not very big. So I want to see an increase in volume on that breakout, and also make sure you watch the trend line that we talked about earlier. That could be coming down on it right here. That's gonna be important. But yeah, it is trying to break out here, so could be good. Volume is a myth. Yeah, it is. McDonald's. McDonald's is like bull flagging here. It's not a perfect chart, but it's got a nice little channel here. But I mean, I wouldn't buy right now if you're playing the analysis on it, because your ideal buy would be around this 203 level right here off this bottom trend line. But if it manages to break out from this right here, then you could definitely buy. That could be your little bull flag breakout here. But of course, your ideal entry is this bottom trend line bounce. 3 minutes going into close. Let's check our memes quick. Roblox. Roblox at 70. Not bad. I gotta get off the daily chart, or else we're not gonna be able to see anything. 100 million volume. That's pretty crazy. AMC just fading, and GameStop probably fading too. Yeah, looks like it's trying to break. So yeah, if you're listening when we talked earlier, it looks like it's starting to form a bear flag. This would be a good spot to short. I'm not going to short because the contracts are way too expensive, but looks like it's going to break this intraday trend line here. Take a look at QQQ quick. Yeah, QQQ coming down. See, it's really having trouble breaking this 313 level. If we go to that, it's going to be our neckline for this head and shoulders. So I really do like this this short position that we're in right now. Neo, hopefully we can get Neo to make its way back up to the 50s. Square's in a really good spot as well. I told you guys earlier that that's one of my favorite companies. It's in a good spot. As you can see, it had a really big bounce off that trend line. It's got like a megaphone pattern going on. Excuse me. Yeah, my allergies are killing me right now. But we are wrapping the day up. Pretty good day. Pretty interesting day. We're going to have to see what the markets want to do. Of course, what tech wants to do, because I am bearish on it for right now. We're going to see how the memes want to do. See if people want to buy the dips on these. The recent dips, at least, to the end of the day. But yeah, market just closed. Oh my, GameStop is moving. But market just closed. Correction over. I mean, maybe. I think we're gonna get a little more of a pullback on tech, of course, but we'll see. That's gonna be it for the live stream, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll likely do more of these, but I'll be coming out with YouTube videos as well. So if you like that, if you want to get notifications when I go live, it'll be in the Discord, or you can subscribe. But other than that, guys, that's going to be it. I'll see you guys later.